him the big build-up. He's supposed to be here co-presenting, but you know what they're like. Has anybody seen him? Do you know where he is? Is anybody going to help me out here? Where is he? I have no idea. I have no idea.
Oh, get me out of here.
Yes, it's all right. Don't panic.
I'm late. No, I'm late.
Don't panic.
I'm late.
Coming.
Oh, dear.
Temperamental stars.
Oh, blimey. You do realise that I'm a mega pop star. I normally have a limo.
Yeah, well, I'm not used to driving them either. I'm just on my way to the scrapyard.
Are you? What? Are you taking the car with you?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, I've got to go.
That's you.
I've got to go.
Very well.
Here's me looking for a limo.
Not often.
A flipping yellow butterfly arrives.
As long as it's only the car they take to the scrapyard, that's okay. Hello and a very, very good morning to you. Now, there's nothing like starting this morning with a night. Yes, it is, of course, Sir Cliff Richard, and he's going to be with you right throughout the day until 12:30. Now, at 11, we're going to be speaking to the mother of baby Luke, who, of course, is desperately ill and just last week was given a fighting chance to live in a landmark court ruling. Here's the rest of the lineup. She's behind bars and we're all behind her release.
Free Sunita. Oh, please. Look at that face. She didn't do anything. It's bad Maya.
More on our free Sunita campaign along with Sharon Marshall. That's in Soapbox coming up very soon at 10:45. Also, it's trick-or-treat time. Now at 11:30, that's all going to happen with Denise. At least I think it's Denise. Is that you underneath all of that, Denise?
It is me, and am I cooking up a spell for you, Gloria?
Oh, but the thing is that your own broomstick, Denise?
Absolutely.
Do you know something? I have one of my own, but there you go, another story. Now, plus today, Only Fools with Miss Boise, as happening at 11:15.
Oh, don't you worry about my kid, boys. He'll be all right.
And with the pregnancy itself, though, that can be hell.
Yeah.
That can be 9 months of pure hell.
Yeah, knowing your missus, Mike, I can believe it.
Of course, I was lucky. Marlene gave birth after only 8 months.
Well, they say it's quicker by tube, don't they?
And that laugh is going to be here as well. Now, if you'd like to see a classic clip from the series later on in the programme, then call us. The telephone number is 0870 333 0550. Or you can text studio and your message to 63332. Now, we'll see, of course, what we can do to please you. But first, it's taken a glittering career. He's made it up the stairs, I know he has. It's taken a glittering career of over 40 years to persuade Sir Cliff Richard to present a daytime show. All I can say is he's been worth the wait. And he's going to be with us for the rest of the programme. For goodness sake, come in.
Oh,
do you know something?
Well,
I was worried that you were going to be taken away.
Oh, my goodness. I can't believe that the studio sent a car like that. And even worse, the chauffeur was ridiculous.
And cheap budgets, you know, these days.
I know.
Sadly.
I know. We're not going to be able to retire, are we?
We're not. Well, you might. I was thinking that your very, very first car wasn't unlike that.
Oh, but it had 4 wheels. I mean, it was a Sunbeam Alpine, a grey one, but it did have 4 wheels. A little sporty job, and the hood came back. I mean, that car's like this.
And is that the one you drove all to Germany to see if you could find Elvis Presley?
No, that was a friend's car, and I can't remember what it was, but it was a state wagon too. So there were about 6 of us that went down, and on the way back from Italy, we stopped off at the place where Elvis was staying. And of course, I missed him because when I got there, this big guy said, no, he didn't say that. He said, "I'm sorry, he's not here. He's gone to France." And I thought, well,
so that was that?
That was that, yeah. So I missed him completely.
So when you did buy a posh car, when you made all your dosh, what did you have?
I went very American. You know, being a pop rock singer, rock and roll and cars kind of went together. And the first big car, a real proper car I bought, was a Ford Thunderbird. Big red one with a white top. And then I had a Cadillac. Then I had a Stingray, a Corvette Stingray.
Oh, not a show-off then at all?
Not at all. It was really funny because when you think of the Cadillac, how long they were, in those days the Ford Anglia was ruling the road. So when I pulled up at traffic lights, it must have looked ridiculous. With the Ford Anglia like only a third of the size, I must have looked like a flat git. I really must have looked ridiculous.
Well, I tell you what, I know it's all happening at the moment, which we're going to be talking about throughout the programme, between singles and albums and all sorts of things. But everybody's had a bit of a go at playing that guitar this morning.
Oh, have they?
But you. I take it you are going to play something.
Yeah, I can do
Actually,
that.
what I'd love, you know, because you're going to sing the single right at the end of the programme, but maybe just some of those really, you know, good old hits.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, the funny thing is they've moved that mic away. I'll have to sit this way.
Can I
No, that's
pick
right. That's
that for
okay.
you?
That's
All right.
okay. This is one of the ones that Shads wrote for me. Who's that walking down the street, picking up those dainty little feet? Who's the one that catches my eye every time she passes by? Gee whiz, it's you. Ever since we said goodbye, all because of a little white lie. Let me tell you why we parted. Listen now to what my heart said. Gee whiz, it's you. You're the one that makes me blue. Gee whiz, it's you. You're the one who can't be true. Little darling, won't you hear my plea? Won't you please come back to me? We can pick up where we started. Listen now to what my heart said. Gee whiz, it's you. Gee whiz, it's you. Gee whiz, it's you.
Oh, I love it. Yeah!
Oh.
You have to give me a bit of Move It.
Oh, move it.
Otherwise I might not
Yeah,
be
I
able
can
to
do a bit
move
of
it all day.
In fact, move
This
it.
is luxury. Imagine having Sir Cliff serenading you in the morning. That's
And it'll
marvellous.
soon stop, don't worry. I mean, not many guitarists can play this, you know.
It's true. Not many people can
Well, they
just
can
sit
play
down
Move
and
It,
play
but-
like this anyway.
But the intro is really a difficult... Because I'm a non-sort of musical musician, I didn't realise apparently there's a 2/4 bar in the middle of it, whatever that means.
You've lost me.
And it means that when people count it in, they can't do it. But it went simply
But
like
you
this. Come on, pretty baby, let's move it and a groove it. Shake, baby, shake, but honey, please don't lose it. This rhythm that gets into your heart and soul. Well, let me tell you, people, it's called rock and roll. They say it's gonna die, but honey, please, let's face it. They just don't know what's going to replace it. Well, ballads and calypsos have got nothing on. Real country music that just drives along. Honey, move it. Well, ballads and calypsos have got nothing on. Real country music that just drives along. Honey, move it.
Oh, yes.
Woo, move it. Yeah, move it.
Oh, we like that one, don't we? Guys and gals? Yeah, fantastic.
And no, I can't believe.
That's the one that started it all off, of course, isn't it?
Well, yeah, I find it amazing, really. I suppose of all the sort of the up-tempo rock songs I was ever given to sing, that's probably a classic, isn't it?
Oh,
there
you've
are
got to do
classic
that
rock
one.
and roll songs, and most artists don't have. You're lucky to have one, and that's what I've got. I've got one classic rock song in my
I
repertoire.
tell you though, our phones have been buzzing all morning and emails have been going, which is, and most of them have been saying, get them to play it, Move It.
I know.
And what I wanted to say was that if you've got any questions that you actually want to ask Cliff, well, we're going to try and answer them throughout the show because we've glued him to the chair. We won't let him get away. All you have to do is just text the word studio, followed by your question to 63332, or you can call us on 0870 333 0550.
Yeah, and it's competition time now, and we've got such a great giveaway today. You'll never want to go out again.
If you want to win a great night in, look no further than this morning. Every day this week, we're giving away a home entertainment package courtesy of Denon and Marantz. Yes, you could win an all-in-one tuner, amplifier and DVD player, complete with 5 speakers and a subwoofer. We're also throwing in a 30-inch LCD screen TV. For a chance of winning, just answer the following question. What might you have in front of the TV if you're too tired to cook? Is it A, a castaway, B, a getaway, or C, a takeaway? If you know the answer, just call 09001 10 20 30. That's 09001 10 20 30. Lines close at 12:15 and please dial carefully. You can also enter by text. Just text WIN along with your answer A, B or C to 83336 by 12:15 p.m. today. And if you're a digital satellite viewer, you can enter by pressing your red button now. Winners will be announced at the end of the show, so good luck.
And the best of luck from us too.
It's a great competition there, don't you think?
I think so.
We'd all like it. Time right now to catch up with the goings-on in Soapland. Welcome to the Queen of Soap. She is Sharon Marshall.
Hello.
Good to see you, Sharon. You realise you have an absolute addict here, of course.
I know.
Well,
we were just talking about poor old Sunita locked up in the jail.
Oh, listen, what is going to happen there? Mind you, they've got Deirdre out.
Oh, listen, by the way.
What's going on out there?
There is a load of commotion. What is it?
Free Sunita! Free Sunita!
Yes!
Sunita! Free Sunita!
Yeah!
Sunita's dad!
Sunita out of prison!
It's Dev's mum!
They're really getting involved.
Shouldn't they be visiting her in jail?
Oh, my goodness.
So are you for that?
Oh, yeah, get her out of there. I mean, Sunita, for instance, the character's been this demure, sweet little thing, and here she is. She's the brunt of that horrible mayor.
Yeah. And who's just a psycho. She's completely off her rocker, and we all saw her, do the
Do you know
bigamy
what?
stand.
I feel a bit. It's a bit chilly down on the riverbank.
Let's get them
Will we
in.
get them in? Will we
Yeah,
allow
bring
them
them
to come
in.
up?
Oh, I think we should.
Tim, would you mind just getting them up? Anyway.
So the other things, EastEnders is really good next week, I have to tell you. Fabulous. We've got a little clip coming up here. Little Mo is back. Of course, in real life, Casey went off. She's had her own little baby Blossom, who's just tiny and gorgeous. She looked fabulous. She's out the other night, just looked amazing. But here's a clip. It's the moment she comes back. It's for the child with Graham, so it's all a bit heavy. But as she turns up, Kat's as drunk as a skunk. Let's have a little look. What a nice welcome back. Here we go.
Do you really think little Mo wants to see you like this?
You're a disgrace.
Yes, I'm a disgrace, and I'm proud of it.
Alfie, get her out of my sight. Right now. All right, come on, let's go.
Get off me! Got just as much right to be here than the rest of you.
Embarrassing.
I don't care. I've come to support my sister. I'll keep it down. Just leave me alone. No.
So you lot ain't changed?
I think there had been a lot of vodka with Kat there. Actually, her character's been great, though, the whole storyline. What's going to happen tonight?
Well, she's going to go now because, of course, poor Jessie is very heavily pregnant in real life. She was out at the NTA Awards, but she was huge. There's going to be a lot of tears with Alfie, and Kat is going to go off and sleep with a stranger, and that is going to be the end of their marriage.
What in tonight's?
No, that doesn't happen till next week. At the moment, we're just doing lots of crying and drinking vodka, as you said. That's pretty much going on for a week now.
At least there's a baby to cuddle.
Now, Emmerdale is great. Actually, let me look at a great letter in from Juliet from Wolverhampton, and she says, "Is it just me, or is Shadrach Dingle the spitting image of the lion from The Wizard of Oz?" Now, I think we've got a little, picture we can bring up. Look at that!
One is a daytime job.
Well, there's a good pantomime part coming up,
Fantastic. I mean, he swears that he's no relation. Andy, who plays Shadrach, but I just thought that was great. I had to do that. And Patsy Kensit told me she was down at the NTA Awards, and she said she's going to have a little romp with Robert Sugden on screen. I mean, he's about 10 years old. I would go there.
Oh, you would? Okay.
I think he's gorgeous.
Great picture of her.
Actually, don't you think that Patsy's made a great impact in soap?
Oh, fantastic.
See, I never thought she would fit into a soap in a way.
No, I think she's perfect. I mean, apparently she's going to get worse and worse. She says, as Sadie, she's going to keep on scheming and keep on sleeping with the men in the Dales. So she must be loving it. No wonder she just signed up
She's
for
playing a
another
baddie. They get these beautiful women to play baddies, don't they?
Absolutely.
Don't you know that women always like to be the baddies?
I know. Don't you know women are the baddies, I suppose, basically.
Oh, no, there's a statement.
I tell you what, Emmerdale, we've got another person, not a baddie, a goodie. Now, Betty is back. She's disappeared off for ages going visiting Kathy in Australia. So Kathy's obviously sick of her, sending her back. This is Tuesday when she comes back. Lovely Paula Tilbrook.
Oh, Struth! St Mary's Convent? Pontefract? What the...
strength. Poor old Betty.
Stroth.
But she's back. But of course, the big story of the week has got to be Sunita. Now, we've got the guys outside. There was another protest going on at the National Television Awards. Let's have a little look of who was down there.
Free Sunita. Oh, please. Look at that face. She didn't do anything. It's bad Maya.
Free Sunita. It's really not fair to do.
What do you mean, Free Sunita? She's having a holiday. She's having a break from Weatherfield. I've done her a favour.
No, it's a disgrace and an outrage. Mad Maya's the woman you should be looking for.
Did you know what? This is going to be as big as we shot JR. It's
I know,
Free
it's wonderful. I
Sunita.
love it. I love it. It goes to show how soaps get into your blood, don't they?
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, they do. People really, really
Look,
support all of
the
this.
rebel risers have come in.
now?
Oh, yes, they have action.
Yes, the heroes of the day.
How are you? Come in on your black card.
Thank you.
Maya is a liar.
Thank you for having
How
us.
nice to see you. I
Thank
know.
you.
How nice to
You
see
are
you.
cold as well, standing out there on the riverbank.
Can I put this down somewhere?
Not too bad. No. Better in here, though.
Did you have the same chauffeur I had?
I don't think so. Mine was a GT rickshaw.
I think they got rid of him.
So listen, what's going to happen, do you think, with your girl?
Well, I'm a father. I'm aggrieved, very angry. She didn't do it. But I would say that, wouldn't I? Yeah. But Maya is the guilty one.
Is she?
Yes.
Obviously, look, my son, Dave, is a businessman, right? He's not a fool. Would he marry a bigamist?
No.
He's known her for a long time.
Not at all, no.
Certainly
I
not.
want to read something out, if you don't mind.
Okay.
I love Sunita because she's my daughter. So let her go like you know you ought her. She didn't do it. She's not guilty. So on her, you should take some pity. It was that mad Maya who really did it. Free Sunita, innit?
Very good.
And I want her home for Christmas because I'm preparing a very special Christmas dinner for her.
Yeah, but the thing is that if you hang
Tandoori turkey.
well, if you
with
hang
onion
around
bhaji
today,
stuffing.
the thing is you could have Cliff's gravy today if you hang around because that'll be great with your Christmas dinner for Sunita.
Oh, my gravy goes with anything.
Well, I'm a big fan of Sir Cliff's, and if we have him on our side, honestly, we want her out of prison. She doesn't deserve to be.
But you're a great curry fan anyway.
I shall hold this.
She's a voice in the wilderness.
Not anymore. We're all with her now.
Thank you very
just
much.
can't let go, can she?
No, she's
and
mad.
she's planned all this.
She is mad.
convinced.
Do you remember though you used to get Coronation Street recorded and you would when you come back from holiday you'd
I
have
stopped
stacks.
doing that though. When you were away for 3 months, I found these stack of videos, and I could never really catch up. So I just keep in
watched
touch
it all,
now.
and it's all her fault. It's all Maya's. Trust
I
me.
know.
But it is a British
Maya's got to go.
institution.
Just think, Raquel got dumped, and this woman's still there.
Yeah, she's still there.
You
She's
know your
crazy.
women in curry, don't you? Yes,
She's
you
crazy.
do.
She's
Well, listen,
crazy.
thank you very much for coming in and I hope your campaign is good.
Well, thank you for having us. And by the way, congratulations on the award.
I know. Well, actually, it's all down to Fern and Philip. Can you imagine
was
poor
so
Philip being away in
chipped.
Portugal when they got the award for this programme, which
know.
is marvellous news.
Well, serves him right.
Congratulations to I'll tell him you said that too.
I'll hear you on the Archers, I hope.
Yes, I am in the Archers.
I know.
I'm also in Westway. And I've just finished a film called Chicken Tikka Masala, which you might like.
Thank you all very, very much.
My pleasure.
Thanks a
Thank
lot.
you. Thank you for
Now we're
having
going.
us.
There's a lot of shaking of hands going on here. But we're heading for the news. You never know, we might be making it today. But when we get back, a very serious topic to talk about today, because the hospital refused to operate when they learned of little baby Luke's deadly genetic defect. But just last week, his mum won a landmark case to prolong his life, and she joins us live at 11:05. Now, remember, he gave Cliff a lift in this morning, in this car even. The wide boy of Peckham, Only Fools and Horses, Boise joins us. That's at 11:15. Ghosts, goblins and ghouls. If your young ones want to dress up on Sunday, don't miss Denise Robertson's guide to the best Halloween outfits. That's at around 11:30. And can this man really tell your personality by your toes? Mind-boggling to say anything else. But you can find all of that out at 11:45. So stay with us along with Sir Cliff Richard. So we'll see you literally after the news. And And a very warm welcome back to the programme. I should say Sir Cliff Richard. I was about to just call you Cliff, you know.
So
but
you
anyway.
can, but just bow, dear.
Can I
just keep bowing.
Kiss your feet, I suppose, is the answer,
Yes.
or your toes in this case. All right, Cliff is, of course, our very special guest presenter and still, of course, going to be with us right until the end of the programme when he's going to be singing live. Now, baby Luke, I'm sure you've been following this story in the news very much, but Luke has defied the odds at every stage. Now his mother has defied the doctors after a landmark ruling that he should be given a fighting chance to live. His mum, Ruth Winston-Jones, is here with us next.
And classic clips from a classic show. Boise's here with some of your favourite Only Fools and Horses moments. That's at 11:15.
It's trick-or-treat time, so if your little terrors want to look the part, don't miss Denise Robertson's guide to the most ghoulish outfits at around 11:30.
And find out all about your partner by their feet with toe reader Imre Simoji.
I'm glad you said that. And if you're into complementary health, you can find out how to do it all at home with the latest gadgets. That's all happening at 12:10. Plus, a wonderful piece of culinary choreography. Cliff is making his gravy. You'll want the recipe, I'm telling you. And of course, singing live is going to be the new single.
Okay.
But first, we do move to that very, very heartbreaking story, which has been very much in the news. And as I mentioned, I'm quite sure you've been following the case. Baby Luke was born 9 months ago with a rare genetic condition, which is called Edwards syndrome. Now, despite chronic lung disease, a hole in the heart, and other medical complications, he has defied every prediction by the medical profession and has battled to survive. Well, last Friday, his mother, Ruth Winston-Jones, won a High Court battle against doctors who wanted to withdraw his treatment after they learned of his genetic defects. Well, the landmark ruling stated that Luke should be given a fighting chance of life and that cardiac massage should be used if necessary to resuscitate him. But it was only, in a way, a partial victory because Luke's future is still very uncertain and doctors are still able to use their discretion if his condition should deteriorate. So for us, it's a very special welcome to Luke's mum. We're so pleased that you made the time to come and see us.
Thank you so much.
And I think the nation really wants to know how Luke is today, just what his condition is at the moment.
Luke is completely stable. He's on antibiotics for a little chest infection that he's picked up at Alderhay or picked up somewhere, unfortunately. But he's like extremely stable and quite settled.
Now, it's been a very tough call for him. I mean, this whole thing is so tough from a mother's point of view anyway, but the fighting aspect, I mean, at what point did you say, I'm going to really, really fight this?
I think really from the day I had the Edwards syndrome diagnosed, I realised that I had a major fight and that unfortunately with Edwards syndrome there is so much negativity and people's attitudes are extremely not particularly optimistic about this illness. So the thing is, from there Luke was clearly doing things I was told he wouldn't do, and this is where I realised I would have a major fight and I had to speak up for my little boy.
I must say, personally, I'd never heard of it, had you?
No, in fact, I still really don't know what Edwards syndrome is. Is it complicated to tell us, or is there a simple way?
Well, no, it's a chromosome. It's like an overdose of the chromosomes, apparently, where it does tend to affect quite a lot of things, causing some disabilities, difficulty in learning, completely, and certain difficulties and disabilities. That's what Edwards syndrome is.
Did I read somewhere as well that he had 3 little holes in his heart and that 2 of them have mended?
Yeah, 2 have closed. He actually just has 1 extremely large hole in the heart now, which really needs an operation. But again, I have severe problems here. 2 have closed naturally, which again is a good point of how his body is working and things are working naturally.
I mean, when Luke was born, what was the prognosis then in terms of lifespan or what might be able to be done?
Yeah, well, Luke was delivered by emergency cesarean section at Ysbyty Gwynedd in Bangor. For a week I thought I had a baby without any problems. At about 5 days of age, a doctor came to tell me that Luke had a severe hole in the heart. A doctor then came from Alderhay, examined him and told me he had to be operated on as a matter of urgency or he wouldn't survive. The hole was extremely large. He was then transferred up to Liverpool, where at about 4 or 5 weeks he was diagnosed as Edwards syndrome. The hole hadn't been mended, unfortunately, and Alderhay then refused to operate on Luke, saying that basically Luke would not live long. But of course he's still here at 9 months of age, defying every odd.
By which stage panic must have been really setting in when they said that they weren't going to give him any more treatment?
Absolutely. I felt at the end of my world. I felt at the end of my world because I'd been told that he would not live with this hole. So of course I had my little boy there, and the hospital had told me in no uncertain terms he would not live with this hole. So of course I was holding my little boy who really was looking extremely expressive, and doing extremely well, but knowing that his hole was massive and having been told he wouldn't live with this hole.
But you made a very good point there when you were saying that 2 little holes had healed already.
So obviously his little body is actually functioning in terms of trying to heal itself.
Yes.
But a hole in the heart is not an uncommon thing, is it?
No.
You say it's a large hole, and I suppose that does make a difference, but it's still repairable, isn't it?
Yes, it is, and it really is. It causes me so much anxiety because, of course, Luke's lying there and this hole is unrepaired. It needs repairing. A banding operation was going to be done, which it wasn't directly going to the hole first of all, but it was to prevent the sort of flow, to sort of help him for the time being until an operation's done. That hasn't been done, so of course it's extremely worrying.
Yes, I was just going to say, actually, so that I understand this correctly, did the hospital force you to go to court, or did you go to court to fight for the right?
The hospital forced me. 2 hospitals, Bangor Hospital in North Wales and Alderhay Children's Hospital, basically told me that they were taking Luke to court, not wanting to ventilate him ever, not wanting to do heart massage, not wanting to do this gastrostomy operation, brief bag of mask, which really is it's not a heavy procedure. They really wanted to stop virtually everything on Luke if ever he hit problems. On
what basis? Why were they saying they would not do that?
On the basis of, at the time Luke had an infection a few weeks ago, on the basis of how Luke looked then, on antibiotics, on that basis of how he needed this bit of CPAP help, which is a tiny bit of machinery. It's not invasive. It's not invasive at all. And a doctor walked in and said, according to what he was seeing then, I think he was in 68% oxygen, well 21 is air, so it wasn't a major amount. And he said, we're taking you to the court. I basically pleaded with Alderhay on the Friday. I said, I don't want to go to court. I want my son to go back home to Ysbyty Gwynedd. I don't want to, to go to court. Please, I don't want to go. He said, fine. He will be transferred back on Monday. Monday came, and again he approached me and said, we're taking Luke to court. And
what were you, once you knew you had to go to court, what specifically were you fighting for?
Fighting for things I had read through my QC, which were absolutely diabolical lies about Luke. Some nurses had supposedly said that Luke doesn't respond to people being stood around him. He doesn't enjoy to be handled, and that really, really upset me so much, because if there's one thing which is 100% for 9 months I've been there every day, Luke loves cuddles and does respond.
Yeah, I'm just going to say, does he respond to you now?
Absolutely, completely. He's grown in confidence. He really is a character. He has a stroppy streak. He does have a little bit of a temper on him. He's full of attitude, and he is defying every odd. He knows, as soon as I walk into the room, he looks for me. He fights his sleep to wake up to see me.
I find that disturbing. I mean, it must be unbelievably disturbing for you, but it disturbs me that the medical profession, which I revere, what would we do without them, that they would even think that they shouldn't help a child to survive, even if the survival was till he was 2 or 3 or 4. The whole idea is that nobody really knows if he survived this well and this long. To just push it
the point is, I suppose, it really is a dilemma situation. I mean, I'm not saying I understand it from every point of view, but on the other hand, miracles do happen.
Of course.
We've heard of miracles, and as you said, little Luke has defied all the medical evidence so far.
He really has. What I was told is Luke would not respond. He wouldn't be able to feed normally. Luke breastfed for about 6 months nearly. He has bottle fed. All these things they told me Luke would not do, and he has done, and he does respond, and he is growing. I was told he wouldn't
Which is
grow.
fantastic news. Yeah. I mean, I would like to say, and Cliff had just sort of mentioned it a few seconds ago, I mean, the medical profession in this country do a great job.
Oh,
they are a very caring profession, we know that. And I know that you're at the very heart of something that, of course, is so special to you. But the dilemma must just be terrible on many different levels. Yes. So what kind of resuscitation from here on in does the court say Luke can have?
Well, basically now Luke can have heart massage, but again it's down to the doctors apparently. Complete bag of mask if he needed it. Ventilation, the judge basically has not stopped ventilation. She hasn't said do ventilation, but she has not made it an order for them not to ventilate. She has left it to the hospitals.
Their discretion.
To their discretion. But again, it's extremely worrying because of their attitudes and taking us to court. It's still an extremely worrying position.
Well, I'm quite sure, Ruth, you'll be in there battling away for your little son, Luke, and we wish him the best. I hope he continues to fight away like crazy.
Thank you so much.
And I hope that miracle happens.
Yeah, so do I.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for joining us today. Really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, it's time for a break, but when we get back, we're going to be speaking to Cliff's driver today, the actor John Challis, better known, of course, to you and me as Boise from Only Fools and Horses. So we'll see you right after this. Oh, I don't know. Welcome back to the crew. Look at this presenter, like having his breakfast at this particular point.
Sorry about this.
Sir Cliff on his toast and his coffee. Anyway, a very warm welcome back. Now, still to come, how to dress your little horrors up for Halloween. Plus, no tricks, just treats, along with Sir Cliff once he's finished the toast, because he's going to share his secret gravy recipe with you later, and you'll want pen and paper at the ready. It's so tasty. In fact, you might even want our This Morning leaflet. He's also performing his brand new single, aren't you?
But first to the second-hand car salesman everyone loves to hate. For over 23 years, he's ducked and dived, wheeled and dealed, and has become one of the most notorious residents of Peckham.
Good luck, pal. Well, not too good, to be fair with you. I sold one today, mind you, a 1980 Simca estate. Only made 850 out of it, though. I mean, what's 850 these days? Hardly eats my swimming pool for a week.
Grim, innit?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I said to Marlene the other day... You remember Marlene, don't you, Del?
Oh, yes, yes. All the lads remember Marlene.
Yeah. I said to
I love all those clips, I must say.
So
It
do
is
I.
welcome to John Challis.
Hi.
Yeah,
It was only done last week, that clip.
I remember I saw it last week.
Did you?
Yeah.
What, for the first time?
I know, it was Something Gold. The programme was called Something Gold.
Something Gold, there you go.
By the way, you
They
still
only
haven't paid me for that taxi, have you?
I know.
Hi?
Please, that taxi...
Just a small tip will be all right.
John, I can't tell you that taxi. That's about the low point of my career.
Not easy to drive, I'll tell you that.
No. He was told to drive it. He said you've got to start it with lots of revs and start it in second gear.
Oh, there you go.
And you finish up with your knees up round your ears. No, it's wonderful.
How many years have we had Only Fools and Horses now, considering, you know, like the years that were made and the repeats?
Well, I couldn't possibly tell you that.
It was like 20
22 years, I think.
Wow.
Amazing.
It's extraordinary, isn't it? First series was 1981. It's just amazing.
Can you remember how many shows you've done? I mean, how many did they do?
I think there were about 10 series, which was 6 episodes of series. That's 60.
60
You
shows.
see, I can do maths as well.
You can. You're very good
and
at
lots of
that.
specials along the way. So I don't know, 70, 80, something like that.
Did you have a favourite one? I mean, you must have...
All the ones I was in.
I can relate to that.
I know.
I can relate to everybody can relate to that. Yeah.
Actually, when you first saw the script, did it automatically like leap off the page? Did you think this is going to be a big hit?
Actually, yes, it did. Well, not it was going to be a big hit. It did leap off the page, though, and I thought it was a very funny script, which is more unusual than it sounds, actually.
Well, in a way, no one can really tell. You can only have that feeling that it might be good.
No, that's right. I mean, I knew it was funny, but you just have no idea. In those days, one was doing episodes of a lot of shows, quite a few comedy shows.
What stage was your career at that time?
Down there.
A jobbing boy.
Below there, in fact. No, I was. Yes, I was doing a bit of theatre, doing a bit of telly, and lots of different sorts of things, which I always have done. And this was an episode of a comedy series, which I thought was funny, and that was it. And if I'd been told that here we are, 2004, and it's still as big as it ever was, I mean, it's just
If not bigger.
Amazing.
If not bigger.
To get a part like that, do you get auditioned?
No, I never got auditioned at all.
They just said we want
Actually,
that guy.
if I had, I probably wouldn't have got it.
I think you would have done, but
no,
it's
I'd done
interesting.
an episode of a previous John Sullivan series called Citizen Smith, and I played a dodgy policeman in that one.
Oh, okay, so he already knew your capabilities.
Yes,
and still took you.
I know, extraordinary. I know. I don't know why I play all these dodgy characters. I can't imagine. I've always seen myself as a romantic Noel Coward sort of lead.
I know, yeah.
It doesn't quite
It's to come, it's to come.
Do you think so?
With mature, you're not old enough for that
still
yet,
got
you
time.
see, John. Yes. And where did the laugh come from? Was that something that you developed?
I just did it one day. It said Boise laugh, so I did this laugh, and I'd sort of heard someone laugh a bit like that, and I thought, oh, well, I'll just try this.
Can you do it now?
I don't know.
Oh, do have
Shall
a
I?
go? Yeah.
That wasn't very good, was it?
That's pretty good.
That's better.
And then Marlene, of course, she's got her own as well. Your lovely wife in it.
Oh, don't mention Marlene. Yes, that's right. Because Marlene wasn't in it to begin with at all. She as you just saw, she was the, oh look, isn't that lovely? And she was the butt of those jokes, and there was a great discussion about whether she should appear or whether she should be an her indoors character or not.
So you mean she was in the thing, but no one was cast? It was just a name that you heard
I was in
about.
it before she was, but she was always that joke, and he'd always talk about Marlene, and Adele would always say, "Oh yes, all the lads remember Marlene."
She's so
But
posh
she
in
never
real
appeared.
life as well. So different.
Oh, I know, far too posh. I think.
Okay, people have been ringing in like crazy. For example, Louis, who lives in Kent, who apparently is age 16. Hope you're enjoying your half term. Louis would like to see the one when the chandelier drops from the ceiling because he loves slapstick. Now, do you have any particular recall of this?
I wasn't in it.
No, but I mean, just watching it.
No, I've never seen it. If I'm not in it, I don't bother to watch it. No,
I do, though.
Let's have a look at it
No,
then.
of course,
I love
it's
this one.
brilliant.
I remember
Here it is.
this one.
All right, Grandad, we're ready. You can start undoing it now.
He's coming, Dill boy. One more turn, Dill.
Right. Now brace yourself, Rodney. Brace yourself.
I love that. I mean, that's completely memorable.
Do you think everybody knew what was going to happen? Did you when you saw it? Did you know?
I
what was gonna
thought it was inevitable. Not that other one would go, but there was something disastrous. And even then, that big one was then left hanging on wires, wasn't it?
Yes, yes.
But in a way, it doesn't matter, even if you did slightly anticipate it,
But the
because it
horror
just
of
is so hilarious.
I've got chandeliers, not as big as that one, but I'm thinking if that was going to happen in my house, I'd be dying.
You'll call Del Boy in anyway. We love all the calls coming in, by the way. Thank you. Deborah from Surrey and Margaret, who's at a London number. They say they would like to see the exploding blow-up doll.
Memories.
Anything you want to say about this?
Yes, I've never had a doll myself, exploding one or otherwise. Yes, one of the funniest ones, I think. I mean,
Okay. Let's remind ourselves. Here it is.
What is that funny noise?
Oh, shush.
Right?
What's happening, Rodney?
How the hell should I know?
You're the one with the GCEs.
Come alive, that's what's happened. Come alive. What do you think this is, Pinocchio?
I remember rehearsrsing that, and the boys, I never actually got to handle one, but they're really quite difficult to handle in the right way. Do you know what I mean? And I remember David and Nick sort of handling them as if it was a very delicate piece of porcelain. You didn't quite know what to do with it, and where to put it, and where to look. You know, I mean, it's extraordinary.
And dear old Buster there, of course, as well, Buster Merrifield. Yeah, he was a great character.
Miss him a lot. Yeah.
Yes. So all of this is out in a lovely big box DVD. It's kind of series 1 to 7.
Yes, 1st of November, all these DVDs are coming out, and there's a sort of like an album. You'd understand that, wouldn't you?
I would.
You know about albums. You know, you've done a few albums.
Yeah, we don't
you?
call them albums anymore. They're called CDs.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Now listen, we'll wait for the plugs later on. No, what I want to ask you about actually is your house, because you have this wonderful house, a big sort of manor. How old is it?
It's an abbey, isn't it?
No, it's an abbot's lodging.
Oh.
Is what it is. The abbey's fallen down and collapsed. And,
Did you inherit any abbots?
Look at this pile.
No, there's a lot of people out in the field. Oh, there's my wife.
Fantastic. And didn't one of her ancestors turned out that she...
That's right. It's an extraordinary story, because we saw it and it was much too far away, much too big for what we were actually looking for. And we then, having got to see it, we found out that some of my wife's ancestors were the first people to live in it after the Reformation, after the dissolution of the monasteries.
Fantastic.
And they were granted this, and it went right back through the mother's side of her family. And she had no idea.
Gotta ask.
So it's sort of fate, isn't it? Sort of,
It is.
do you believe in
We're meant
fate?
to see. It's the six-degree theory. We're all connected in the end.
Never mind all that.
Are we? Oh.
How many bedrooms are there?
About... Wait a minute. About 7.
7.
Oh, I thought you were going to see, like... I thought when you think of abbots and monks and, like, you think cells all over the place.
No, they all slept together. They all slept together, one big fire. And,
so there's 7 dormitories, really?
Yes. well, no, but there's a lot of stuff has gone on. A lot of bits have been built up, and so it's been.
Did you have to do a lot to it?
Oh yes.
Takes all his money.
Find the money to mend it for us.
That is why you're doing pantomime this year.
That is why
Captain
I am
Croydon.
very well. Nice link.
Nice. Did you like that? I learned that on radio 2 years and years ago. John, I have to leave at that particular point. Thanks a million for...
That's wonderful. You look great.
You.
Is that
I've never
from a
seen that
previous
picture.
version? You've done it before.
Yes,
Don't
I have.
fancy where that
did it in
hook is,
Swansea.
mind you.
I was so good, they asked me to do it again.
Great.
John.
Croydon.
Quite right.
Listen, boys, can I leave you two to talk? I'm trying to get on to do something else here, okay?
Fairfield Hall. Is that the Fairfield
Will you
Hall?
give me a lift back, by the way?
Yeah, of course I will. But I've got a limo.
John Challis, thank you very much.
Great pleasure.
Thank you. Now, just before we head for a break, which I must go to, here's another chance for you to enter today's competition and win a home entertainment system. And this one is not off the back of Boise's lorry, I promise.
Win great nights in all this week on This Morning with a state-of-the-art home entertainment package courtesy of Denon and Marantz. For a chance to win, just answer this question. What might you have in front of the TV if you're too tired to cook? Is it A, a castaway, B, a getaway, or C, a takeaway? If you know the answer, just call 09001 10 20 30. That's 09001 10 20 30. Lines close at 12:15 and please dial carefully. You can also text your answer, or if you're a digital satellite viewer, you can enter by pressing your red button now. Winners will be announced at the end of the show, so good luck.
Yes, we will be announcing the winner at the end of the programme. He's still munching away, see, so you can get dialing. Don't speak with your mouth full, because it's very rude.
I was going to do this bit, but I thought I shouldn't talk with my mouth full.
I can see that. Anyway, it is time for a break, and when we get back, it's going to be grisly, ghastly and gruesome with ghosts and ghouls. If your lovely little horrors want to dress up on Sunday night, don't miss the devil woman herself. Did you get it?
Yeah, I did.
Denise Robertson, plus Sir Cliff is performing. And you're cooking. Are you looking forward to that?
I am indeed,
I know.
yeah.
The gravy, it'll be right after the break. So oh, this is the really exciting part of the programme. Welcome back. What a mix we've got going on this morning. Everything from toe reading to gravy making with Cliff here and complimentary health gadgets, all still to come.
But first, it's Halloween on Sunday, and thousands of kids will be dressing up as ghosts and ghouls and witches and wizards to go out trick-and-treating or head off to a Halloween party. And if you haven't kitted out your kids yet, the Wicked Witch of Sunderland, Denise, is right here to show it need not be a nightmare.
Denise! Oh, you look fab, I think. This is the sexy bit. Show them the sexy bit.
Oh, well, I'll tell you my outfit. Metre of fabric, £2. My wonderful sexy tights,
Oh my goodness.
£7 from mytights.com, and the hat, £1.50 in any joke shop. Paint it all with any paint you've got in the house, and for under a tenner, Mum can be a witch as well.
Fantastic.
And her own broomsticks. There you go.
That's how she got here.
Yes, exactly.
Shall we begin with the children?
Yes, please.
Well, first of all, we've got 8-month-old Grace, who's a
Grace.
chubby little angel.
Oh, look. Isn't she just delightful?
Her outfit's from Adams, and it cost £13, and she truly is an angel.
Look at that.
I hope she doesn't go trick-or-treating round the doors.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Brilliant. She looked, and how much is it again, Denise?
It's £13 from Adams.
That's just such
Well,
good
she's a
value.
treat anyway.
Isn't she?
And then
John?
we've got George, who's 15 months, and
Look
he's
at
a
George.
beautiful pumpkin.
Oh, George
He's
has
lost
lost his
his
hat.
Lost his hat.
His outfit's from... Can we have the hat? Oh, that's brilliant.
Definitely.
Here's a fairy to bring the hat.
Look at that.
That's it. The outfit is from British Home Stores, and it's £10.
Wow.
And he looks gorgeous,
It's
doesn't he?
incredible. That's going to last a number of years as well, isn't it?
Yeah, he's been growing.
If you can get him out of it.
Mum will be wearing the hat for years herself. That's so beautiful.
And
Really
then
lovely.
we've got 17-month-old Olivia, who is a spider princess.
Oh, look at gorgeous Olivia. Gorgeous, just like her mum. It's so beautiful.
The outfit's from Woolworths, and it's a tenner.
Wow.
Tenner for all of that.
I can't believe
And
they can
such
afford to
detail.
make them like this. It's terrific.
Do you love them? Purple, of course, is very in colour at the moment. Isn't it? It's a very trendy look.
And they're all so good.
Can I see your wings?
Does that £10
Can you turn around,
wings
darling?
at the back?
Yeah, look
That's
at
it. Look at that.
And the £10 includes the headgear, does it?
Everything.
Everything.
Is £10.
So good.
And then we have Max,
Thank you, Olivia.
who is 2.5.
Where's Max?
He's very concerned about
Oh,
the
Max
spider.
is catching a spider.
I know.
Well,
But
he
Max, I just
Oh,
want
yeah,
he's
Max,
afraid of
come
you.
on.
You've
No,
scared
look,
him
it's
off,
like he's been
see?
chasing the spider around. Ugh.
Okay, well, we'll let Max come over in a minute.
Okay.
So we'll go on to the
And
next
then
one.
we have another Max, Big Max, and he
Oh,
is
big Max. Look at that purple
6.
hand, Max. Suits you.
and he is a wizard, and the outfit is from Matalan, and it's £8.
Show me the hands.
Oh, look at that.
Scary.
I really thought it was Harry Potter.
Is that a Harry Potter wand? It's like a Harry Potter wand,
Well,
isn't
it's the mark on his head. I thought that's definitely Harry.
Are you a real wizard, Max? I think you are myself. See, you've got that mark all down your face. Fantastic. And how much was this outfit?
It's £8 from Matalan.
That's fantastic. Bargains. Very impressive. Thank you, Max. Lovely.
And then we've got Charlie.
Hi, Charlie.
And Charlie is 6.
Look.
And she is a pretty witch.
Give me a twirl, Charlie.
Oh, a very pretty witch.
Her outfit's from British Home Stores. It's £10.
That'll be the hat.
And her
That's the hat
tights
as well.
are from H&M, and they're £3.
Oh, okay.
Wow. So this hat, the hat and everything
And the whole outfit is from British Home Stores, and it's £10.
Fantastic. Thank you very much.
And we like your bangles as
beautiful.
well. The bangles are nice.
Yes.
And then we've got Oliver.
Where's Oliver?
There's Oliver.
Oliver.
Oh, I'm scared of Oliver.
Ollie.
I think these cards are muddled up because he is obviously a devil.
Yes.
So if we can go back, the outfit is from Matalan, and it's £8.
£8 for the whole thing.
And he gets the pronged fork.
Let me
Was
see
that
the prong
extra?
fork. Hold that up.
There it is.
Oh, you're very
Look at
scary.
that.
Do you scare yourself as well? Yeah.
And you were quite right. That other outfit is Harry Potter, and it's from Woolworths, £7, and the hands are from British Home Stores, and they were a £5.
That's what I like. A mix between the stores.
Yeah, that's what I call a
Okay.
mixed bag. So that was
Lovely.
Harry Potter. I was right.
You were right.
Yeah.
Who's next?
I'm a big fan.
And then we have Imal, who's a beautiful green witch.
Oh, look at that.
This wonderful eye makeup as well.
This has got to be £120.
Well, you're in for shock.
Oh.
Because it's Woolworths, it's £10. The very pretty cape she has on is a £5 from Claire's Accessories.
I think
and
another
again,
12.
her tights are from H&M, and they're £3. So
Look at
that's the
that.
most
That's
expensive outfit, and it comes to £18 altogether.
18 quid.
Unbelievable.
You could afford to deck
Is
me
that
out for
your
Halloween.
hair? You are. I thought maybe it was attached to the hat, but that's fantastic. So the hair was nothing.
It just was hours and hours and hours of
hours
plaiting.
of work, yeah.
That is so beautiful, and so are you. Thank you very much.
And then lastly, we have Sam.
Hi,
Sam.
Sam. Oh, I'm so
Sam.
frightened.
Oh, Sam.
These
And
teeth.
he is a vampire.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
look
stay
at
away,
this.
stay away, Sam.
Give us a smile, Sam.
Now, according to my brief, he should have a knife sticking in his head.
Ooh.
And that's £2 from Matalan.
Where's the knife?
I think
Where's your
it's
knife?
Go grab the
fallen off.
knife. Get the knife, Sam.
Oh, I see. Here it is.
Oh, I see.
Put it on there, can you, Sam? Oh, wow. How effective is that?
That's two.
Hey, that is so scary.
That's £2 from Matalan. The fangs are £1.50 from Matalan. And the outfit is from Hamleys, and it costs £13.
I'm grappling around here because we're going to talk a little
Absolutely.
bit about food. Now, I know something about making lots of stuff for children's things. These
that
are just
smells lovely.
oranges that are scooped out, take all the flesh out, and you fill it with any kind of jelly that you like, which I think is really effective.
What's the stringy stuff?
I think it's just the rind, I think,
Oh, is
of...
it? It's edible, I assume.
Oh, it's lovely, isn't it? You can have that one. And
All
now,
right.
and I'm going again because this actually comes from my mummy's recipe book. And actually, they're very easy, but they're great for any kind of children's party. All the little cup, the little paper things.
Yeah.
And you just melt chocolate. You put the chocolate in the cup, then you press the marshmallow inside, put a little bit of chocolate on the top, and then a sweet of some sort. And then when you take it all off, it's like that. Would you like
look
to
at
eat
that.
it? Do you want to take your teeth out?
You have to take your teeth out.
Yeah. You tell me what that tastes like, because absolutely gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
Let me taste it.
You've got to tell us, hey, Sam, hang on, we've got to know what it tastes like. Does it taste any good?
Oh, yeah. Is it good?
I think by the look on his face.
It's yummy.
It's yummy.
Yummy, yummy. Do you like Halloween? Do you like the whole
I
sort of
love it.
process?
I love it. And
Yeah, I do too.
seeing the children happy like this, and they've all been so good.
I know.
Wonderful.
Well, I think all the children look absolutely stunning. And, of course, all the mums who brought them in and friends and so on. Thank you very much indeed. And have a very happy Halloween. It's wonderful.
How much were your dresses?
Can I say actually just a quick hello to my little grandsons Charlie and Gabriel and Jake and Bo, who are at this very minute are actually getting all their Halloween things all ready. So hi. Anyway, if you'd like any more information on the ghoulish outfits, lovely outfits I think, that you've seen today, or indeed recipes for a lot of the food that we've had on display, take a look at ITV1 Teletext, page 654, or this morning's website, of course. You get all the information there. It's time for a break, but when we come back, can you really tell somebody's personality by their toes? Well, this man claimed you can, and we'll be putting him to the test next. Plus, Cliff's sharing his very own secret recipe, not for oranges or chocolate or anything, but for gravy, and performing his latest single live, of course, in the charts. So we'll see you in a couple of minutes' time. I think you quite like it. I think you really, really, really enjoyed that Halloween thing.
I did. It's fantastic. And because Halloween has a bad name quite often, you forget that really it's just an innocent thing, an innocent event for kids to have fun.
And he ate all the chocolate things as well as his toast. So there you go. We've got no food left in the studio at all. Welcome back. Now, actually, talking about food, Cliff's going to be cooking up a secret gravy. There's everything in it, isn't there?
It is. It's not really a secret. I just bung everything in. I mean, but the main thing about my gravy is that I always make loads of onions. Like if you've got a lot of people, you make 4 huge onions. Today I've just done 2
Well,
onions.
I have tasted it. And you may want to have pen and paper at the ready. I think it's very special, but there you go. No end to his talents, because apart from the gravy, also performing his latest chart single, and that's going to be live right at the end of the programme. Plus, we've got the latest complementary health gadgets to hit the high street. Actually, so that you can pamper yourself at home and not cost you just so much. But first, talking of complementary health, a couple of weeks ago I stepped into the whole world of reflexology to find out what your feet say about your health. I'll not tell you exactly what they said about mine, but today we're finding out what they say about your personality. So will you welcome toe reader Imre Shamoji. Imre, welcome to the programme.
Hi. Thank you.
Now, when you're leaving school and somebody says to you, what are you going to be when you grow up? You don't exactly say, I'm going to be a toe reader.
No, I was a journalist in radio and television.
Wow.
Really?
And I thought that this was not in balance, because when you select a news, it's something negative. I wanted to do something positive, so I went on and studied alternative medicine.
But why toes? I mean, why toe reading?
Well, we were stuck with a question: is there a relationship between 5 physical chakras, a yin and a yang, and 2 times 5 and 2 times 5 down there at your bases? And there was no answer. So my wife and I went out for the answer. We interviewed thousands of people while watching their toes, while asking, how are you, how do you behave, and under which circumstances do you react like this or that. And we got all the information and made a toe alphabet.
How long did it take you to, become a toe reader?
Some 15 years before we knew what we were doing.
Yeah, wow. I mean, obviously I've had reflexology done.
Yeah,
I mean, but it was not my toes.
No, that is dealing with health. And
Yes.
I'm not dealing with health, but with character, personality, and behavior.
Let's have a look, because we have a diagram here.
I was afraid you would say that.
Feet. so show us what exactly you're talking about there.
Well, every toe has its own property. So here we have a trust toe and a love toe and a creative toe. This is your feeling, and that's your rational part.
The right and the left. The right is rational.
Right is I think, and this is I feel.
Oh, okay.
But what are you looking at on the toes? Are you looking at
I'm looking at the
cords
shape.
and calluses and
Yes,
wrinkles and shapes?
But first of all, the shape and the position. The shape doesn't change so much. When you have long toes, you have long toes. Unless you get the piano on it.
Do you feel like doing it? You can do it easier than me.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Are your feet clean?
Well, I showered before I came.
Okay.
You're going to do it now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I mean,
great.
I'd like to know what you could tell me about me, apart from the fact that my feet might be sweaty. Right foot?
Is there? Yeah, right foot. That's what you think.
Yeah.
This is you don't take no for an answer. This is your ambition toe. It's a bit longer. Than that toe. You have fantasy, but you're grounded. You can switch. So when people can put up their toe,
yes,
they are bound to have fantasy, daydreams, and they can take off.
do you?
But you have a flat toe.
Well, my whole career is a fantasy.
Yes, but you are very good grounded. It's a flat toe.
Oh, okay.
But you don't show everything, and you have gone through some emotions lately. Last year.
Oh, okay.
It's a bit bumpy there.
No. Why did you say that? Is that because he's got ridges on his...
he's got deep ridges, and every ridge is an impact in your emotional field.
Oh, really?
So there have occurred, well, 1 or 2 deep impacts there.
Oh, really? Does that change, though? I mean,
yes, it comes off
if there's
in a year.
nothing
this is your
happens to you,
history
then
in a
you're
year.
smooth.
Yes.
So the only way to have smooth feet is to have no emotions touched.
And here, here it's broader than the tip. It means that you don't say everything which is inside. You don't come out with everything you think.
You were a journalist. You know that we don't tell them everything.
You couldn't. But your ambition is big.
Well, we know that.
You live quite in the here and now, but you don't. Well, you have an elephant memory. When people do good things to you or bad things, you keep that in mind.
What are you looking at there? What are you seeing that tells you that?
This toe is not straight. It's bending back a bit towards the big toe, and that is, well, sometimes a lack of optimism. It's living partly in the past, but it's not too bad. There are people with toes that come all the way back, and your one is flexible. So either you can live in the past, you can live with the past, in the present, or in the future, because it moves. It's like your brain. It's a reflection of what you are, of your personality. This is your insecurity. It's a bit corn, so that's private. Corn is, I protect myself, I don't show that.
Is that not just shoes that rub too much?
No, shoes don't choose you. But
I wore shoes that would create a corn. Come on.
They affect it, but then you are subject to fashion. You accept fashion.
Of course.
You accept, and when you are absolutely free, you don't accept any pressure wherever.
I'm dying to do this.
What's this, darling?
This little piggy went to market. This little piggy stayed at home. This little piggy had bread and butter.
Thank you.
Couldn't resist it.
Thank you.
Okay, let's have it. That was great, actually.
Well, you're not too organised. You have many ideas at the same time.
Well, that's true as well. I do, yeah.
The one thing I will say about you...
That's that long time.
Do you know what I think was very true
You try to organise, but there's always jumping other ideas over and over.
I can't stop other people organising me. That's my problem. Which is why I'm here today.
No. But the other thing I was going to say, you made a very valid point, because see, for all your success, I would regard you as a very grounded person, because you're quite ordinary, really, in real life. No, I mean that nicely.
No, I know.
No, but you're ordinary. You know what I mean? You go about your business in an ordinary fashion.
I make gravy and things like that.
I make gravy. I know. Now, listen, we've got a photograph thing coming up here. I don't know who it's of myself, so let's have a look at the photograph and see what you can tell by these feet.
That gap that says that when you get into the feelings of this lady, she's not going to respond.
Not going to respond?
No. It's like asking what you want to eat tonight, and you won't get an answer on the feeling.
So a cold
so
fish.
it's get the answer on Wednesday, but not
immediately.
It's not. So she needs some.
She needs to think things through before she makes a decision. Or feel. This is feeling.
Yeah. And she's quite quick in responding, in answering when she thinks. It's a very round tiptoe. That means a diplomat. Round is without any edges. When there is an angular tiptoe.
And who is this, by the way? Who is it? Ah, it's Kat Deely. Now, I genuinely didn't know who that was. That's interesting.
And also long ambition toe.
Long ambition.
Really? Oh, maybe she could phone us and let us know if this was true.
Well, I must say it's fascinating.
It is. And I take all these things relatively seriously, because you just don't know anymore. There seems to be so many mysteries in life that are opening up every now and then.
We have so many reflexes, like in iridology, like in foot reflexology, but this is a reflection of your personality.
Do you know we have to leave the subject at that point, Imre? Thank you very much for coming.
It was a pleasure
fascinating, and I learned a lot about you
so
there.
much.
I learned that your nails are clean even on your toes. Anyway, we're going to be heading for the news right now, but still to come, Cliff has given us the green light to give away his secret gravy recipe, and there's not even a hint of mistletoe, but loads and loads and loads of wine. Plus, for all you millions of Cliff fans, yes, he'll be performing live. So we'll see you right after the break. See you then. Welcome back to the programme. Now, these are just some of the latest complementary health gadgets. What am I going to be doing with this? That is the question. Anyway, we're going to be putting them to the test in around 5 minutes' time. Now, I'm sure that you're all aware, of course, that Sir Cliff is a man of many, many, many talents. He is, of course, he's a singer, he's a songwriter, he's a fantastic tennis player, a winemaker, And he even has a very good nose for perfume, I hear, although I haven't had any of it yet. But anyway.
Oh, okay.
But I bet you never knew that he could also make a mean jug of gravy.
I can, actually.
Was this through necessity you started to make it?
No. Well, I got somebody else to get the onions brown, because I always find the onions take so long to get brown. But I always, and I would normally do this while I'm frying the onions, but I want to be sure you recognised that I put a whole batch of mixed herbs.
Okay.
Mixed ones. You can actually choose whatever herb happens to be your favourite, but I just like making it mixed.
But the thing is, you like to cook, though, don't you?
I do. Do you want to squeeze a couple of those into that water?
Okay.
I use 3 different types of stock.
3?
Chicken, beef, and vegetable stock.
To be sure.
Now, we've put 6 in here between us.
Yeah.
And I usually keep a couple on the side, just in case the taste is still not right.
Okay.
And then I can add it later. So, can you give that a stir, dear?
Of course I will, but I'll do it with a wooden spoon, because you're not supposed to put metal in these good pans.
And the big trick is, once that melted down and we add it to the fried onions.
Yeah. So let's just recap. So you've just done fried onions, browned them up very nicely, and herbs so far,
That's all it is, and the stock is melting away as we speak.
It is nice.
This powder, though, I'm using is not really available here. I've got a friend who gets it for me in Germany, and what you do is you just put cold water in it.
That as a matter of interest? But you probably could use this is a thickener, really. It's a thickening agent, so you could use your usual.
It has a thickening agent, but it
stuff.
has a flavour as well. My sister's kids refused to have gravy until Uncle Cliff did it. And
I remember last year, didn't you have to freeze some before you went away on holiday? I know.
Joan was really upset because the kids said, we're not going to go and see Mum because her gravy's awful. So I had to freeze a whole bunch of this and I left it for them. So they had a good Christmas. But you just break it down in the water like this. I'm not quite sure what other gravy powders do, but...
This is like a meal in itself.
It is, yeah. Well, now we can just pour that in there.
Okay. Do you want me to do that?
Is that heavy? Can I do it? Or you're all right?
It is quite heavy, but I will pour it in.
The last time I poured anything, it went in one big lump.
I know. I remember trying to make some kind of meat dish with you, and instead
it's still smelling good.
Oh, it's lovely. It smells delicious.
If you're writing this down, at this stage, I would put in some sweet soya sauce, and you can put it to taste. I usually start with a fair amount.
Okay.
And hopefully...
I was just going to say also, we've done a fact sheet for this, because I know that people want the recipe.
So it's sweet soya, regular soya, which you may not need quite as much of, teriyaki sauce. Now, I mean, I always thought teriyaki was for fishy things, but I tried it in this and it was great.
So has this been just something that's evolved over the years? A dash of this and a dash of that?
Whatever was in the cupboard, I tried it. And as I added it, I thought, this tastes good. And this is regular Worcester sauce. So a whole
it's a
dash
dollop
of
everything, really.
It's a dollop of everything, stirred well. And you can taste it at any time, of course. And if it's not quite what you want, you can add more of the crumpled stock. But in the meantime...
My mum, bless her, she used to always say that every gravy should have an onion base.
Oh, well,
so that's what makes it really special, isn't it?
I think it's really... The more... If you can cope with a lot of onions, it's like an onion sauce, really.
So this is really the thickener going in?
Yeah, but I always think this is part of the secret, too. I don't know what
we can't go to Germany to get it, so we've just got to take the normal brand thickener.
It's just one of those things, and it's just... I mean, I've tried it with other things, and it is good with other gravy mixes, but this
so you're going to do
special.
us the big roast then to go along with the gravy later on?
Absolutely. and the trick is that if it's not as thick as you'd like it, you just make more of this and pour it in. I mean, it's as simple as that, and you're not losing any taste because this is full of all kind of stocks.
I've got a great idea. You know how Paul Newman does all that stuff with dressings and things? You could bottle your gravy, couldn't you?
I should.
You should.
That's what we need in it.
Oh, excuse me.
I always put some wine in it.
Excuse me. I'm on the wine today.
She's usually on the wine. Thank you. Thank you, Chloe. Actually, you can't overdo the wine because the alcohol in the wine always burns away once you bring it to the boil.
While you're stirring there, Tim, would you mind giving me those questions? Because I know the people have been ringing in. Thank you. Okay, let me just see, because Deborah from Surrey, she says, what's been your favourite decade and why?
Oh, my goodness. I'm tempted to say the decade that had I'm Nearly Famous in it. That would have been in the 70s. Because... you know, I was making records, but I was kind of losing interest a little bit, and suddenly Bruce Welch got together with a whole bunch of songs and myself, and we made I'm Nearly Famous, and it kind of rejuvenated me, actually, so I'm very grateful for that.
And I think somebody's actually been kind enough to send in their own homemade video, so here it is.
Over the years, you've written many great songs. Where do you get the inspiration, and where do you write them? In the bath, I'd like to think.
There you go. Where do you write your songs?
Well, I mean, I've usually written songs on location. It's like when I go away for Tear Fund, the charity I support, you find yourself in a really rancid situation, a situation that we probably can't relate to. It's ugly, it's nasty, people are starving, they're hurt, and the emotions pour out. I've written some of my best stuff that way. I mean, I don't write a lot of the hits that I've had, although I did originally with Bruce on Bachelor Boy. I wrote part of On the Beach. I wrote with Hank Marvin as well.
Written in B&Bs, I suppose, in those early days when you were touring around the country.
Yeah, hotel rooms and B&Bs, you're right.
Actually, Sandra from Stoke-on-Trent, she says, what do you think about shows like Pop Idol, Fame Academy and The X Factor? Would you ever like to be a judge on a show like that?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind being a judge. It's just that it's very hard to judge music. It's a completely subjective thing. So what I might like or what one judge might hate, I might love, and vice versa. And I'm never quite sure. My only criteria is, does the singer sing in tune? Because if you don't like his or her voice, it doesn't mean they've got no future. So,
so you couldn't be like Simon then? You couldn't be really cruel, could you?
No, I couldn't, no. And I think Simon does a fabulous act. No, I mean,
he's made a lot of money at that act as well.
Of course, and I'm sure he's not like that at all. It's part of the process of it being a good piece of television.
Do we have another home video as well? Anybody else send in? Yes, we do. Let's have a look at that, in fact.
I've always thought you're really sexy, and I really have always wanted to know is just how you've maintained your look so well all this time.
You're really sexy. Oh.
I know.
So how do you keep those good looks?
Oh dear, I mean, I don't know that I do. All I know is that the aging process doesn't stop, does it? I mean, you cannot halt it. You can help yourself by eating well.
Eating lightly.
You've heard about the exercise. That is a major factor in keeping fit. By the way, I would actually definitely, if I had more of this stuff with me, I'd be putting more of this in because this is a little bit thin for my...
This is where I burn my mouth and can't say another word for the rest of the program.
Blowing it for a bit of time. Yeah, but keeping fit and well is something you can do by eating well and having exercise.
Seriously, gorgeous.
Is
How
it
you
right?
have a taste of something?
Oh yeah, this is good. But I tell you what, I'd still thicken it, Glo. I would still thicken it.
Well, I tell you, I'm being serious actually, because I have tasted this before. And if you want to have a copy of the recipe leaflet, and it'll be very good for your Christmas gravy, send a stamped address envelope to Cliff's Gravy, very ingenious, P.O. Box 446, Stockport, SK5 7WD. Now, just before we take a break, here's your last chance to enter today's competition and get your hands on that home video system.
Win great nights in all this week on This Morning with a state-of-the-art home entertainment package courtesy of Denon and Marantz. For a chance to win, just answer this question. What might you have in front of the TV if you're too tired to cook? Is it A, a castaway, B, a getaway, or C, a takeaway? If you know the answer, just call 09001 10 20 30. That's 09001 10 20 30. Lines close at 12:15 and please dial carefully. You can also text your answer, or if you're a digital satellite viewer, you can enter by pressing your red button now. Winners will be announced at the end of the show, so good luck.
Absolutely good luck. Get dialing and we wish you all the very best. Now it's time for a break, but when we get back, how do you fancy giving yourself a good spring clean with this colonic irrigation home kit? I don't think so. Anyway, more on that and a whole host of complimentary gadgets. That's coming up next. Plus, what can I tell you? Cliff Richard performs his single straight from the charts. Oh, right, you said. You haven't forgotten that, have you?
No, I haven't forgotten.
Live. We'll see you right after this. Oh, we're trying to pretend that we're all very fit. Welcome back. Particularly Cliff fans stand by because he's about to perform his new single live in about 5 minutes' time. DVD, of course, #1.
Yeah.
Which is the album out, what, this week, was it?
The album came out last week.
Last week.
Monday. Yeah, last Monday.
And actually doing very well. I got a little preview and it said it was something like 7 in the charts.
Yeah, they have a midweek prediction, but you can't always trust that.
It's true.
It could go up or could go down.
Anyway, he's singing live, that's the point. But first, over the past couple of months, I've been taking a look every Friday at the world of complementary health, examining therapies such as acupuncture, cupping, osteopathy and massage. But as I've found out, visits to the practitioners, although very beneficial, can be just a little bit pricey. So where all these items come in is that they claim to be able to improve your health from the comfort of your own home at an affordable price. But the big question is, do they work? Well, welcome to Jacqueline Young. You've met her before in this programme. A specialist in complementary medicine. Nice to see you, Jackie.
And you.
Talking about taking it easy. My goodness. This is Barbara.
This is Barbara, and she's in a home steam sauna. You know, steam has been used for thousands of years for improving your health in general, and now you can do it in front of the TV. It's a little inflatable bag, which Barbara's sitting in, and as you can see, she can keep her hands out to read a book, and inside is a little steam unit. You just fill it with water and plug it in and sit on a stool, and then it heats up.
And is it very hot in there, Barbara, actually?
No, it's not too bad, thank you.
It's not burning your bottom or anything, is it?
I'm fine.
Okay, what are you sitting on? I can't
I'm sitting on a little stool.
A little stool, okay. And what does this do for you?
It's great for the skin.
Tim, I know where you were going there, but it's not that.
It's great for the skin, and it speeds the metabolism, so it's supposed to be good for losing weight and generally detoxifying.
Okay.
And that's also what you can do with these wonderful gloves. Look at this, you see.
You detoxify with gloves?
Well, this is based on the ancient Egyptian system of reflexology. And the idea is every part of your body is reflected in the body as a whole. And here, this is, you know, you had one of the treatments, didn't you, Gloria?
I did. I can't even get my fingers into the glove.
This is never going to work for you. This is meant for your feet. These are for your feet. Glow.
What you do is you press each of the parts that's shown on the glove.
No wonder I couldn't
so,
get
for
it on.
example, this is your sexual organs.
Oh, my goodness.
These are your sinuses, and you can tone them.
You know what? I can't sort of go along with that too much. I can't.
I think it's a bit of a gimmick, to be honest.
I think it is.
You're serious? So, I mean, there's someone who's saying that if you press this part of your hand...
It's sexual.
Yep.
Oh.
I'll tell you another part, if you do this on your ear, that's very sexual
Oh,
too.
I do like that.
How do I know that? Don't ask me, don't ask.
I think it's a bit of a gimmick, but it's fun. Now, this one's based on a 3,000-year-old therapy of cupping. And Cliff, you've bared your feet, so how about giving us your
I'm
arm?
going to give you an arm.
Yeah.
It's a bit...
So,
you need a bit... Oh, do you need a hand?
Yeah, that will do. Now, what we do is we pump this. Now, can you see that it's...
yeah, I can...
can you feel it?
Yeah, I can feel it pulling my
You're
flesh
very
up.
lean, but it's pulling up a little bit of skin there. And what this is doing, can you see it sort of goes a bit red? That's increasing your blood circulation.
Oh, okay.
And then I can release it, and you'll get a little mark, just like Gwyneth Paltrow.
Now, the only thing is I would say about this, having watched it being done professionally, I mean, I got the message that you have to be sure you put it on the right acupoints. So if you're doing this at home, how do you know where to put it?
Yeah, it comes with some little charts, but really this is more of a professional treatment, but it's great for releasing tension in your neck and shoulders.
You can, put them up here.
Yeah, and it gets everything moving.
I must tell you that our sound person that day, who has to carry heavy equipment and has problems with his back and shoulders, he had the marks for over a week.
Really?
So apparently if you mark and bruise, that's a problem area.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay. So
you have to keep everything moving. And this is another thing that gets it moving. This is an acupuncture pen. And it's, again, this idea that you're doing acupuncture, but safely at home. And what it does is you switch it on. Can you hear that beep, beep, beep?
Yep.
I'll take a point on you, Gloria. There's a lovely little point here on the hand, and you just press it like that. You can't feel... No, come on! You can't feel anything, right?
No, what is that then?
That's just a very tiny electrical pulse, and it's stimulating the point, which is for all of the upper body, maintains your wonderful, youthful looks and beauty.
Could you feel it or
I'll just take that and I'll just keep on doing it.
Excuse me.
And here we have what you were talking about earlier, the home colonic. Now, normally, as you know, it involves tubes and everything, but this is very simple. It's a capsule.
It's oral, isn't it?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
It's just swallow the capsules.
But listen, I mean, I hate to be sceptical about it, but I mean, if you've got constipation, you just take a tablet, don't you, and it all happens.
Yeah, but the beauty of this is not an artificial laxative. It's things like ginger and other sorts of herbs that will naturally tone your digestion, and then these powders, you mix them with apple juice, and they're so full of fibre, they take all the rubbish from your colon and they just send it out. It's a home spring clean.
No. But I mean, how long does it take to work then?
Well, normally you do that for about 5 days or up to a couple of weeks.
But do you have to sort of stand by a toilet? No, practically.
You have to be ready to run there.
Yeah. It's gentle, it's slow moving.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Slow. Have you ever done colonics properly?
Yeah.
I haven't.
I'm not afraid to admit it.
I'm doing it for next week.
Even Glow could do it. It's slow
Clear out
moving.
all that. Oh, slow. Oh, thank you.
What about this now? These are magnets. Shall I put this on you? Look, this is absolutely fantastic. These are... Not all magnets are equal, right? You know, some magnets are so weak they're useless. These are the best I've ever found in my clinic. These are by a company called North Star, and they do lots of products that have magnets in them. So this will relax and refresh when you're tired. You can wear this anywhere.
So you just wear it.
Yeah.
I don't feel anything.
But this has nothing to do with this,
No,
is it?
you don't feel anything because it's very, very gentle. But this one, you notice more what's happening. This is one that actually emits a magnetic pulse. And in fact, magnets have been used for hundreds and hundreds of years. And this one, you can see there's a bit of a vibration.
Oh, yeah, I can see it, yeah.
You can actually use it on your skin, like this, Or if you've got an injured joint, you
Yeah,
just
yeah.
do it around your joint. It's used by lots of athletes.
That looks a bit obscene.
Great
It
for
does,
pain.
doesn't it? It does.
Really.
They're always this
It's
shape,
that-
aren't they?
I know, it does.
Although, just one quick, is this better worn straight on the skin?
It doesn't matter, because
matter.
this is why the North Star magnets are so good, is they actually penetrate up to 18 inches. This one, you know, my son broke his arm, and
you know
these
what I have
actually
to
work
do
with
with you? I'm sorry
plaster.
to interrupt, but I see a lovely band waiting for you. I'm going to have to send you off if you don't mind
okay.
for the song. Otherwise, I know you're loath to leave this.
We haven't
aren't you?
reached the colonic irrigation thing.
It's okay. I'm looking for somebody for next Friday to do it for real on the machine. Now that would be a coup.
Now, you were intrigued by these because you thought these were the lovely sort of meditation
I do, and do you know what
crystals,
you're going to have to tell me after the programme? Because, Jackie, I've got to leave it at that point for the
Okay.
song. I'm afraid Sir Cliff is more important today than you are.
Okay, well, just
Anyway,
keep
thanks
taking your
very much.
crystals.
I will. I'll keep using it all. Anyway, for more information on any of the gadgets that you've seen today, take a look at ITV1 Teletext, page 654, or the This Morning website. And just before Sir Cliff sings, something a little bit different on the programme. Because we're looking for people who dream of having well-behaved children who don't answer back and who do exactly as they're told. It's totally unrealistic, but there you go. What would happen if today's children were taught old-fashioned 1950s discipline? How would they cope if they were made to do household chores instead of sitting in front of the computer? Anyway, if you'd like to nominate your child, you know the details, so just get in touch. Now, we cannot have had, of course, Sir Cliff with us all morning. We cannot have listened to the old classics without hearing the latest single. It's called Something's Going On, and here he is. It is Cliff Richard.
I have seen you smile at the accidental touch of my hand, a secret grin. There's a covert light in your eyes when I walk into the room. Yeah, I caught you. Babe, you can't run from the truth. You cannot tell me a lie, 'cause girl, you have to show me why. This is not our time when all the evidence is saying that you're wrong. Something is going on. Yeah. I have felt my heart skip a beat at the sound of your name. I turn away. You can read my bad poetry that I've tried to erase, but it's written on my face. I cannot run from the truth, and I don't believe in lies. But girl, you have to show me why. This is not our time when all the evidence is saying that you're wrong. Something is going on. On top of some mountain, I'll scream it, I'll shout that I love you, you love me. How can that be wrong? Something is going on. Yes, it is. Something's going on. Something, yes. I cannot run from the truth, and I don't believe in lies. But girl, you have to show me why. This thing will not work when all the evidence is saying that you're wrong. Hey girl, you have to show me why. This is not our time when all the evidence is saying that you're wrong. Yeah, something is going on. Yeah.
much. Thanks to the band. Thank you, Cliff. It's wonderful. There is something going on. This is not the easiest thing to hide, but today I have the great pleasure of presenting you with the gold disc for your DVD for Castles in the Air, for touring around all the castle. And the information tells me, but they couldn't get it made in time, that it's virtually platinum as well.
Oh, you're kidding.
So congratulations.
Oh, thank you,
How long has that been out?
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
In 2 weeks only. Imagine in 2 weeks it's gone platinum. But anyway, that's just the gold version. So it's wonderful, really
wonderful.
good.
I knew it was worth coming to do this show.
Actually, did you like all that idea of going around castles?
I did. I'd never done it before, and I was a little bit wary. Playing open air is a little difficult sometimes, but we only had a couple of sprinkles of rain, and the rest of the time we had wonderful weather. The audiences were terrific. And Leeds Castle, where this was filmed, is such a pretty place, and we actually had a chance to live there and live.
But listen, I just want to say thank you. Now, girls, this is for you. Thank you. Oh, you can tell when a guest is interesting because you see they all hang around. Anyway, thanks to Cliff. Thanks for your company today. And of course, Lorraine and Philip are back on Monday bright and early. So have a lovely weekend. Enjoy your Halloween. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Andrea Catherwood's here with the ITV Lunchtime News.